In Chinese or Japanese, how do you write something in all caps? Or like Arabic or something. These languages don't have capital letters, so what's their equivalent of doing all caps? Most languages that use alphabets today use either the Latin, the Cyrillic, or the Greek alphabet. And all three of these have uppercase and lowercase letters. Uppercase letters are often referred to as majuscule and lowercase as minuscule. There used to be no such thing as minuscule letters, but they kind of emerged as like a cursive form of writing the majuscule letters when you're writing with ink. And then when the printing press was invented, they kind of combined majuscule and minuscule letters because majuscule letters still had this prestige and seriousness, but then minuscule letters were more common in writing. And that serious quality of majuscule letters still exists today. It's partially just because they're blocky and they stand out more because they were originally designed to be carved, but they also just have this prestige and seriousness because they've been around longer. Anyway, how do you replicate that kind of vibe with a completely different writing system? Well, in Chinese, they'll often just space out characters more like this because it kind of makes the characters pop out of the page like capital letters. Technically, Chinese kind of does have majuscule and minuscule letters because it has traditional and simplified characters, but it's not really the same thing. That's because most people aren't as used to the traditional characters anymore, and they're not as easy to type on a keyboard. Although they're still the standard in Taiwan, for example. Japanese is interesting though because for a lot of words, there's technically 3 different ways you could write them. You could use kanji, spell it out with hiragana, or spell it out with katakana. Depending on the word, there's a default system you're supposed to use, but if you're trying to go for an all caps vibe, it might be a little different. For instance, katakana letters are more blocky or majuscule looking, so people will sometimes use them instead of hiragana or kanji for emphasis. And then with the Arabic script, something comparable would be like the kashida. It's a way of elongating letters when writing or typing to kind of justify a text to a certain shape. But also, given that it draws attention to the word, you can kind of use it for like all caps as well. Does your language use a different script? If so, let me know how you do all caps.